Just stop your crying, it's the sign of the times. You look pretty good down here.
I really like the bit that we start off episodes with singing, but it's our episode always starts over top of the Podzilla theme playing. So if we do
wrong
that,
key clashes,
it's Podzilla music plus whatever we're singing. And whatever you're singing isn't even to do with Godzilla, Micah. This is our return to Godzilla, and you're singing the Project Hail Mary anthem.
I'm just stoked that Micah's movie pick of 2026, Micah's favorite book, adapted into a movie, is just killing it at the box office. Micah's favorite monster movie maybe of all time.
Whoa. Well, welcome back to Podzilla, guys. I'm Jasha. I'm here with my brother Micah.
Hey, it's me.
This was supposed to be, our big return to the world of Godzilla. We're talking Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Season 2, Episodes 1 through 5. But I guess if you want to get to that conversation, you're going to have to skip forward using the chapters because apparently you want to talk about Project Hail Mary.
Look, I'm just so stoked. If you, I've said it before, if you hearken back to one of my favorite episodes on the pod that we did with our good friend Johnny Andrews, I made a little comment there, must have been 2-3 years ago.
That Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield are your favorite actors. I remember that.
That haunts me. That haunts me to this day.
Andrew Garfield's good.
Andrew Garfield's good.
Like, what else?
Emma Stone's great.
What have you seen Andrew Garfield in?
They're both amazing picks. It just feels like uninspired.
What do you like about Andrew Garfield? What movies do you like of his?
Silence.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Incredible. Tick, Tick, Boom.
Oh, okay.
That's an inspired
You've seen
pick.
Hacksaw Ridge?
I've seen Hacksaw Ridge.
You've seen
Great acting by him.
Emma Stone?
Begonia.
Whoa,
Man.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel uninspired. La La Land. And you know what else is great about La La Land is her co-star, Ryan Gosling. On that episode, we mentioned, we were just talking about stuff, but I said that my favorite book was getting an adaptation and it's going to be the best movie of the year that it came out. I'm no holds barred. I'm saying it right now. Best picture.
Best picture of this year.
No, the best picture.
I think there's been another movie that came out this year that might be better.
Go on.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Ever heard of it?
I still need it. I'd be so happy if that got nominated for anything.
I don't know if it's possible, but like a Canadian film is best international feature.
That'd be so fun.
They probably need to be like majority foreign language or something.
Yeah.
But you finally saw Project Hail Mary. I think I talked about it last episode, but I read the book. I loved it.
You loved it. I was very worried that you wouldn't.
Went and saw the movie like a week and a half before you did. Loved it. And I was just checking up on you every day. Being like, Mike, have you seen this movie yet? Mike, have you seen it? It's your favorite movie of the year. You've been looking forward to this for years.
It's a very good movie. I was waiting to see it with some people, and I've seen it twice now.
Have you?
Hit just as hard the second time around.
No way.
Guys, cinema is back in action. I love that movie. I
Your
love that
favorite
movie.
monster movie is Rocky a monster?
Oh, no, the Talmiba.
The Talmiba.
The astrophage.
The astrophage
The
is the monster.
sun-eating alien life forms are my favorite monsters. Confirmed.
I really liked it too. I was giving Ryan Gosling some slander last episode. He's actually really good at this.
He is having a fun time just playing like another Fall Guy, a little bit of a Ken-ish character. He's got a Ken-ish spin to him.
It's just the Barbie, the Fall Guy, Project Hail Mary, then a Star Wars movie, and then he's doing the follow-up from the directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's like he's becoming...
Which isn't bad. I think I prefer it to the Timothée Chalamet where it's like only go for things that make you look very prestigious.
Artsy stuff. You just do a blockbuster every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though. I think he brings a lot of emotion in for the character. It fits his style of acting.
Yeah.
Just being very socially
really
awkward.
good.
Saw a lot of myself
in
Ryland Grace. And the biggest thing I can say about it is that after watching the movie, it's the first time in my life that I've ever wanted to buy a raincoat.
The yellow raincoat.
He wears this impeccable yellow raincoat in it. And I will... in all sincerity, I would do anything to get my hands on that raincoat.
It's made me... I mean, I need glasses. I went to the optometrist and I need glasses.
Wait. What?
One of my eyes, I think it's my left eye, has something in it, a bad stigmatism. Is that medically accurate?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I got a bad stigmatism in one of my eyes. And when I am driving or when I'm watching movies, when I'm at the back of a movie theater,
sorry,
I get a bit of a blur.
Googling.
Bit of a
I don't know
blur
if
in one
it's
eye.
astigmatism or if it's astigmatism.
It's stigmatism. I have a stigmatism.
You've got an astigmatism.
Anastigmatism?
You've got an astigmatism.
No way it's called astigmatism.
Astigmatism.
That's blowing my mind. No, wait. Just search stigmatism. That's Google AI doing you wrong. It's just called
It's not stigmatism. You haven't got a stigmatism.
Look at this. Mistakenly called stigmatism? I've been calling it stigmatism my whole life. So I've got astigmatism.
That's crazy. Well, I want to explore this because our parents both need glasses.
Yeah.
And none of us children have needed glasses.
No.
And I remember times when I was younger, I'd constantly be stealing my dad's glasses and wearing them. This is wild to say. I would look into the sun for long periods of time.
As a kid,
as
you
a
wanted
kid.
to have glasses?
Just because I could. But I think wanting glasses was
One
may have
bit
been a little
of your
side
brain
effect of
was
it.
like, if I burned my eyes out, I could get glasses.
And I've got like perfect vision, and it really sucks.
Yeah, well, I went and they're like, glasses would fix that astigmatism, but it's not that bad. So you could probably just go without it. And I was like, maybe I want to be able to see the movies, you know? And after watching Project Hail Mary and how he like has his glasses on like one ear and around his neck, that's the part where I'm like, I want to get glasses
do that.
just so I could wear them like that.
I've never seen anyone do that in real life, and I really can't wait until the moment I see someone in public.
It's going to be the new thing. Wearing glasses around your neck.
Maybe you could just get a monocle.
Just for the one eye.
Just for the astigmatism, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went to...
Bring monocles back.
I finally went to the dentist in a long time. Like 8 years last week.
Get your teeth checked. People.
8 years to get my teeth checked. I don't know why I waited that long. And I went ready for them to be like, we need to get this one pulled out and 2 root canals here. And
8 years ago, you
have
ruined your
grown
teeth
back.
and they've just been destroyed.
Yeah.
And distraught for the past 8
I was
years.
at least ready for some cavities that needed to be, what do you call it? Like metal in your teeth? Capped?
Filled.
Fillings. But apparently I've got perfect teeth. They haven't gone for 8 years. That's another situation where I might need to, just like you staring into the sun for glasses, I need to just purposefully coat them with sugar
Just
so
buy
I can
some
get
sour candy and eat them nonstop.
so I can get the gold tooth that I've always wanted. You know?
That's the dream. Glasses and a gold tooth.
That's all I'll need to be happy.
Anyway, I'm happy about Project Hail Mary. Go watch it.
Go to the movies.
That's one of those watch it in cinemas movies.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
No, but I was tearing up.
No.
I thought Ryan Gosling was doing a really good job emotionally. And the story, much more than the book, just really honed in on friendship. Like it's just a really cool story of friendship.
It's one of the weird things compared to The Martian, which is
Boring.
the author of the books, Andy Weir's other story, which is a great movie and a great book. Because I feel like you could feel the sense of urgency and tension from humanity in trying to get him back. And I feel like the peril of the entirety of Earth being impacted if Ryland Grace doesn't succeed in his mission, you don't feel that as much.
No.
It's more so just focused on.
But he's got a friend.
And his friend.
Rocky. That's not a spoiler. I can say Rocky.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm still conditioned to the book where it was a huge spoiler for the book.
I can talk about my boy Rocky.
You can talk about your boy Rocky.
What a guy.
They're doing incredible on the promo for it.
Yeah, so many plush toys popcorn buckets and all manner of things.
I think I saw
Rocky
the other day that they had like a TikTok live stream where you just watched Rocky sleep, and it had tens of thousands of people just staying on it.
That's good.
Man.
Project Hail Mary, go and see it. Micah, are you looking forward to Super Mario Galaxy? The Super Mario Galaxy movie, only a week away?
I am. They've been doing a lot of marketing for over the past few weeks, and every now and like once every week there'll be a little reveal. I think in the space of a few weeks they showcased that, hey, Rob from Mario Kart DS and Smash Bros is going to be in it.
R.O.B.
We used to call
Excuse me?
Wow. Yeah.
R.O.B.
I was so gung-ho on saying that every time we said his name.
We used to have our DSs. We used to play Mario Kart that he was in.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this was another Magneto situation.
It's another Ctrl-Alt-Delete scenario.
Yeah, where we just started saying things between the two of us and we never stopped. And it was, instead of Rob, it was R.O.B.
Hey, I want to be R.O.B.
Hey, I'm going to be R.O.B. right now. But R.O.B. is in the movie.
Pikmin was a crazy find.
In the movie.
It's not surprising because they show up every now and then at places like Nintendo Land.
But Glenn Powell.
Not only that. Whoa, what? From Super Mario Bros. 2?
What is in it?
Whoa.
That little mouse with the glasses?
That's not what.
Yeah, but he's also in it.
Mouser? Ninja?
Mousy? Mouser?
Little mousie's in. Yeah, but then the big one was, and this was rumored, I think there was like a trailer a few weeks back where for 2 frames you saw like an elbow that looked like it could be something sci-fi-ish, like a jacket.
Yeah.
And then they just spoiled it in a poster, which is crazy.
A week before the movie comes out, that Star Fox is in it, voiced by Glenn Powell. And this is very weird because I feel like it's something that would be prime for a just in theaters reveal.
Yeah.
It's only a week away. Nothing would have been spoiled. But surely they're spoiling Star Fox because like Kirby's in the movie.
Yeah, there has to be a bigger thing. I want to say that Wario or Waluigi, but yeah, Kirby has to be.
But what I do not understand, and I'm not the biggest Mario fan. Like we grew up with Mario, but I'm not the biggest Mario fan. I haven't played Super Mario Galaxy. But this is a 90-minute movie. It's confirmed to be 90 minutes, hour and a half. And it looks like they're adapting Bowser Jr. from Super Mario Sunshine.
They're putting everything in it, yeah.
They're doing Super Mario Galaxy with Rosalina and the Luma. They're doing something with Star Fox. They're bringing in characters from Super Mario 3 like Wart. They've got R.O.B. They're introducing Pikmin. Do you think that most of this is just going to be like a real quick, like, hey, this is a planet with R.O.B. or this is a planet with Pikmin that he sees for 2 minutes?
I mean, because the place with R.O.B. is showcased as like an almost Wreck-It Ralph style hub to travel between galaxies. So I'm wondering if one of them is just like the Sunshine with the Piantas galaxy, and then one of them
Piantas are in it.
Piantas are in it. Yeah, they have definitely taken things from all the recent games. There's a lot of stuff from Odyssey, a lot of stuff from the Galaxy movies. And I feel like it's a case of them almost just trying to quickly get through big names. Super Mario Galaxy is a big one, but I feel like they're trying to get to a Smash Bros. Movie as fast as possible.
And I guess
just careening down that path.
I guess building up for spin-offs, because these are really, the first Mario movie made so much money, and there was already rumors that there's going to be like a Donkey Kong movie spin-off. If Glenn Powell's like doing a Star Fox character, that could be a complete spin-off on its own.
And like Illumination's the big team behind it. We already know that they're making a live-action Legend of Zelda movie.
Filmed in Whangarei.
Filmed in Whangarei?
In Whangarei.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we need to go on a little van journey.
Filming at Whangarei Falls. I think it's finished now, but
shoot.
Yeah.
But I feel like, Illumination can only work on so many movies at a time. It makes sense that they're going to stick with Mario for a bit and then potentially have, just like a Star Fox and then a Kirby movie and then Smash Bros. And
Yoshi story.
Oh, little Yoshi movie. I'd love it.
We used to call me
Pikmin.
Yoshi.
Bob Lakudi.
Do you know, you know this, but in year 3 and 4 of school, which I would have been 5, 6, 7, I would have been 7 or 8. Do you know do you remember how I used to print off Mario stickers?
Yeah, this was my favorite thing that you did.
Yeah, I used to go to like the little stationery shop in our town and buy sticker sheets that you could put on the printer. And it was back in the day when I believe wikis, like online wikis, were just coming out, or at least when I found them for the first time. But there was a Super Mario wiki, and you could go for every character, and on every character page there was a galaxy and on every galaxy there was a gallery, Super Mario gallery on each of these character pages with just like renders of them from the different games or screenshots of them or PNG files of every single character. So I just used to copy hundreds and hundreds of Super Mario characters, print them out on sticker sheets, cut them out as stickers, and then I'd go to school and I started up like a mini like trading ring in our school where I'll be like, okay, lunchtime today, guys, the Super Mario Sunshine DLC has come out. Here we go. I've got 40 stickers from Super Mario Sunshine. You take those, you take those. You guys can trade for them.
Stickers.
There's two cheaps. There's 3 Koopas. There is only one Metal Mario. Here you
Crazy.
go. And I used to I just did that for years at school, trading Super Mario stickers with all my friends. And then I'd write Super Mario books and put my friends into them. So even though I'm saying I'm not the biggest Mario fan,
that was a core part of our childhood.
Core part.
I've never loved stickers, but I was so into those.
Yeah.
I'd come home and Jason would give me the leftovers from his trading ring, the discards that people didn't want, and I cherished those.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for the end of the Mario Galaxy movie to be almost have like an Alan Wake-esque ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a galaxy, it's a universe.
What do you think's next? What's Super Mario 3 called?
It's kind of teased that the post-credits thing is going to be either Wario or Wario and Waluigi.
Wario
I don't know.
Land.
Give me a Wario Land movie with Daisy.
WarioWare.
A WarioWare movie would be incredible.
No, it's gonna be. They'll take a name. It'll be like Super Mario Wonder or like Super Mario. What's the one?
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah, but they're already doing a few of those things. They'll do something wild. Who knows? Who knows? Give me a Luigi's Mansion movie and I'll be happy.
That would be great. Charlie Day.
Give me a Mario Tennis movie.
When are they? Daisy's not in it yet either, eh?
Nah.
They've still got Wario, Waluigi, Daisy.
They're building up
Birdo's?
their
Birdo's
cast
in
list.
this?
Birdo's in it. Who else? But yeah, I don't know. They're getting a lot of people from different franchises, and especially now that there are things like you have animated Sonic around who's in Smash Bros. You have Pikachu from the Detective Pikachu movie. Like, they can feasibly do a Smash Bros. Movie.
How will they do Link?
Live action.
Get he's there from
He's live action, everything else.
Nah, you just get like the same guy to voice. Like he's been pulled
Yeah.
into this place and he's become the old retro like 2D Link or something.
The 2D one.
Yeah, I want 2D Link.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. If they do him animated, I feel like they'd get a high-profile voice actor for him, especially if he's surrounded by people like Glenn Powell, Chris Pratt, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? That's enough Mario.
Can I quickly just talk about
First time you'll
slugs?
ever hear me say Mario. Slugs?
Slugs. Remember from our Little Guys theme, the recurring joke was the slugs from Slugs?
Have I seen this?
The Munchies from Munchies? There's like all these movies about little monsters.
The Gremlins from Gremlins.
The Gremlins from Gremlins.
Yeah, sure.
Rich, co-host of the Podzilla wrap-up show, loves slugs. Talks about it nonstop. Sends me memes about slugs nonstop. I finally watched Slugs on Tubi. And it was good.
Good.
Little slugs coming out of the sewers, sliming all over everything, crawling into people's faces, making them rip their own heads apart, and then flesh and blood and gore and slugs come spilling out.
Wow, flesh and blood and gore and slugs.
Slugs in their brains. It was good.
So, you know what? I'm glad.
Yeah, I watched Slugs.
You wish we did it during the Little Guys theme?
No. No, there's a lot I'll take back from the Little Guys theme, but I don't think I'd add in slugs.
You know what? So fair.
Do you like hobgoblins? Thinking back, Micah, is Club Scum iconic in your brain?
Tell you what, I think back on it fondly.
Here we go.
And that's the most I can give it.
There we go. Shall we do a special shout out to our Patreon supporters? If you head to patreon.com/Podzilla, you can become a patron to the show and get a lot of bonuses, including extended episodes every release. And we have been having people vote on movies they want us to cover, but we're going to be doing something a bit different as we head towards the end of the season. But just a special shout out to Connor, Frogurt, Nerkles, Michael, Rich, Jacob, Sean, Ron, Matt, JBSpino, Emma, JB Mason, and Sci-Fi Critic at our Odo Island tier. Thanks for supporting the show, guys.
All legends.
All of them legends, except for Connor.
Why not Connor?
No, I just don't think he's legendary. He's cool.
He's got a very Wario-esque nature to him,
Connor?
I will say. Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably like the Waluigi to Frogurt's Wario.
You know what? We'll talk about it in the
We'll talk about it in the post step. We'll put all our Odo Islanders to Mario characters. But yeah, we are talking about today Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, episodes 1 through 5. You can stream them all on Apple TV Plus. Bit of a weird place to be the home of Godzilla content.
Yeah, very weird place. I kind of dig it though.
Yeah.
Now, 3 years ago now.
Oh my gosh.
No. Monarch Legacy of Monsters started coming out at the end of 2023.
It was 2023. It's now 2026.
It finished early 2024, so this has been 2 years since we covered the first season, which is wild going back to it. I thought it would feel a little bit more like, coming back and watching a Stranger Things season where you kind of know what's been happening. I feel like so much of it has been left in the remnants of my memory. I watched a little YouTube recap.
I did too.
Hey, it helped a little bit.
I didn't end up binging through season 1, but I think it was Looper, had a 20-minute recap on YouTube.
Yep, I watched the Looper one.
That was pretty good.
Did you start the first episode? Or did you just not even bother?
I didn't even bother. I got to halfway through last week and I was traveling for work and I was like, I don't want to binge 15 hours of Monarch content. But yeah, it is just strange. Bring back the days of yearly seasons for shows. I don't know why we're waiting pretty much 3 years between seasonal drops.
Yeah, it was weird seeing, I think it was the Harry Potter TV show trailer just came out this past week, which I haven't seen. I feel next to nothing inside me that wants to watch it.
I'm not even going to watch it. I don't care about Harry Potter in the slightest.
I wasn't the biggest Harry Potter fan growing up. But they very blatantly said, hey, this isn't a show where we're going to be able to do a season a year. And I feel like even the movies tried to do a movie a year.
Yeah.
And it's just in a very weird time now where you have shows like, there was one recently that came back for a second season so quickly. And I watched it and it was The Pit. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I will sing The Pit's praises. But doing yearly seasons, and they're very upfront about doing yearly seasons. And the Harry Potter show is going to be like, hey, our very young cast who age very rapidly during their formative years is probably going to have a new year of school in world every 2-3 years or so.
I think it's the same thing with the One Piece live action show, which I have not watched. But I used to be a One Piece fan. I used to read the manga back in the day. But the big thing about Luffy's character specifically, the main guy, is he is a kid. And already there's been, I think 3 years as well between One Piece seasons. And everyone's just like, well, they haven't even made a dent into the storyline of the whole show yet. So Luffy's going to be an old man before getting into some of the mainstream stuff.
That's an interesting case where I feel like, kind of like the Mario movie actually, where they try, and because they know that the finish line has to be sooner compared to, the multiple decades that they've been doing One Piece for, they need to try and reframe the story and add things later down the track further forward. So, like in One Piece's case, they've already introduced characters like Brook.
Brook showed up.
Which is wild. A skeleton main character.
Pre-skeleton.
But Monarch, it just feels like it's just been keeping on with its little journey it's been doing. Since Kurt Russell's already old, they didn't have that problem as much. I want to say that, watching these few episodes, it feels like it was filmed around the same time as the first one.
Yeah, probably. It's just putting on an old glove. Saying, is that a saying? Putting on the old, getting back on the old bike, putting on the old glove,
putting that sock back on,
putting on that sock.
One size fits all sock.
We're back with Monarch. It's more of the same. But yeah, we thought we would break up and do just a discussion about the first 5 episodes. So make sure you watch the first 5 episodes before joining us for this episode. And then later in the month or next month, maybe in a couple months, we will get to episodes 6 through 10 when those release. So thought we'd split it up, do a bit of discussion on both halves of the season. But shall I bring us into Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 so far?
So far.
What are we going to call this episode on our Spotify feed, Micah? Or our podcast feed?
Do you think part 1, eps 1 to 5?
Do we call it Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, 2026, episodes 1 to 5?
Or should we do like the proper TV thing where it's like 0201 to 0205? Your silence is giving me a no. S2 E01
E01 to
S02
E05.
Yeah.
Okay. That's glad we figured that out. Following on from the events of Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1, our scrappy little Titan hunting crew have escaped out of Axis Mundi, the place between places. And they find themselves 2 years into the future and stuck on none other than Skull Island. Keiko Randa is with them, alive and looking just like she did in the 1960s. But Lee Shaw didn't make it out of the portal. Kurt Russell, he's still in there, stuck. After escaping Kong, Kintaro, May, and Hiroshi come up with a plan to reopen the portal and bring Lee Shaw back. But in doing so, they accidentally awaken a brand new Titan who breaks through into our world to wreak havoc. Its name? Titan X. Chills. Titan X. Oh, what a name. The first 5 episodes of the season have us flashing back into the past to discover the history and lore of Titan X, and then flashing forward back into the future as Kate struggles with a strange connection to the Titan. May flops back and forth between working for Monarch and then working for Apex and then working for Monarch and then going back to Apex. And Hiroshi struggles with a new realization that maybe his dad, John Goodman, didn't leave because he didn't love him. Maybe he left because Keiko and Lee Shaw were secretly getting it on and sending each other love letters. Ep 5 ends with the team confronting Titan X head-on, Kate communing with it down on a wharf, and Hiroshi tragically dying after an Apex experiment gone wrong. With everyone reeling and Titan X still on the hunt, will Monarch be able to contain the legacy of monsters? Will Monarch be able to contain the legacy of monsters again for the second time, like a season 2?
Could they hold off for another season 2?
That's
a hard one.
Titan X off for another season 2.
I like it. I like it.
We're back. Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Honestly, it's good to see these guys' faces again. You know whose face I'm most excited to see again? My boy.
Your boy?
My boy Wyatt.
Wyatt Russell's back. This is something I wasn't sure about because the cool thing about the original season of Monarch was the promise of spending half the runtime in the present day and then half the runtime back in the past as these 3, Lee Shaw,
Bill Randa,
and Keiko Randa?
Doctor
Keiko? Her name's Keiko.
Yeah, what's her last name?
Randa.
Is it Randa?
Yeah.
Were they married?
Yeah. Keiko Randa, Bill Randa, and Lee Shaw. Back in the day, starting up Monarch, falling in love, all of them falling in love with each other. Big love triangle thing going on.
Little polycule.
As they are, I guess, discovering Godzilla for the first time, finding monsters for the first time, starting up Monarch. And that was really cool because, I don't know, it was an interesting way to do a show, especially because you've got Wyatt Russell playing Lee Shaw in the past and then Kurt Russell playing the same character in the present, which is still just the coolest idea. I don't know if any other media has done that before.
It's still insanely novel. Even second season watching it, it's still just so fun.
And they still have that same kind of format. We don't go to the past as much, but the big focus season 2 is on this new Titan X. And we get a little bit of flashback stuff when we see that Bill, Keiko, and Lee had actually discovered this thing back in the day.
Yeah, it got to a point at the end of the first season where you'd kind of been brought up to the present on the 3's shenanigans and their little Titan hunts. So I remember hearing the news that we would see more flashbacks in this season, and we're kind of wondering how it would pan out.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that you have this season acting more so as like a very, very specific monster hunt the entire way through.
I kind of like that. Like, as opposed to season 1, we didn't get any like big Titan threats. I mean, Godzilla was around.
We had it a little bit with Godzilla, but it was
the Ion Dragon.
Yeah, it was definitely more a season just showcasing a lot of different monsters.
Yeah.
Rather than
Big bad.
a mission forward to one big bad. But yeah, the premise of this one is really interesting, where you have the team at the start of I think it's at the end of the first episode actually, working to bring back Lee Shaw from Axis Mundi. And in doing so, they open the pathway to let loose Titan X, which is incredibly close to Monster X.
Why?
Not confusing in the slightest.
Yeah.
The naming convention makes sense in world, but it's still confusing. But yeah, it has a very different feel to it, where Titan X does feel like a pretty significant threat. And it's cool going to flashbacks now before all the 3 original Monarch figureheads ended up going their separate ways. We get a couple episodes where we see them investigating an island which ends up worshipping Titan X, and kind of having celebrations and holidays built around worshipping its coming. It's coming
Kokai.
from its migrations. Kokai.
Kokai is what they call it, I believe.
I will say as well, just because it makes sense to say it now. It's an aquatic creature, very inspired by things like octopi and blue bottles, man of wars. But the cult that worships it refers to it as the Kokai. There is a god in Mapuche mythology called the Khoikhoi Velu.
The Khoikhoi.
Which is not nearly the same, but it's close enough that it's an aquatic creature that 2 tribes worship.
Yeah.
It's interesting that apart from Titan X, it doesn't have like a Latin name like most of the other Titans do.
Titanus Exinus.
What was it?
Titanus Exinus.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Make sure you put that space in between those two.
Titanus Exinus. It sounds like something off Zardoz. Yeah. I mean, this is my big problem with the show. This is my big problem with doing like prequels like this. Is where like Titan X is a huge, massive creature, pivotal to Monarch back in the day, pivotal to Monarch when this takes place, which I believe is just before Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
And yet we have never heard of this dude or even seen him before.
Yeah.
We're seeing drawings and cave paintings in every MonsterVerse movie of like Mothra and Rodan and Kong. But Titan X, which he's just like... It's the one thing that grinds my gears is like he's such a big threat and like civilians are seeing him and everyone's seeing him, but he's never brought up once in the wider world, and it just feels weird to have this huge threat that's just not talked about anywhere else.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the more recent monsters like Scar King.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I believe Scar King's going to be talked about going forward, though.
I don't think he is.
I think they're just going to never talk about him again.
Yeah, it is funny, though, because especially with the first season, the entire premise of the show is Monarch, after the events of G-Day, trying desperately to prevent another G-Day from happening. And that continues into this season as well. And we kind of know from the following movies that there is no G-Day event that happens apart from what we see in the movies.
And it's a tricky thing because they're promising in the trailers and posters and everything, King Kong. They're promising Kong. I feel I'm pissed off, Micah. We get Kong for like 5 seconds at the start. He doesn't even do much.
He's sleeping for most of the time.
He's sleeping. We don't even get a cool Kong fight scene.
Yeah. And we know from the movies that Godzilla and Kong don't interact until Godzilla versus Kong.
We're promised Kong. We're promised a fight between Kong and Titan X. We're also promised Godzilla, who's in the trailer. Or I guess Godzilla and Titan X are going to face off. But then it's this tricky thing when we know that Godzilla doesn't reappear into the public until Godzilla King of the Monsters. We know that Kong and Godzilla never see each other until Godzilla versus Kong. So it's like all these puzzle pieces of things that can't quite happen or can't quite fit together.
It's so funny seeing posters of Godzilla and Kong and being like, they're probably not going to interact in this show. Which I'm not sad about. I think that Godzilla was so heavily the focus on season 1. I'm happy if Kong is the focus of this season. And I don't know. I don't think season 3 is officially confirmed of Monarch, the Legacy of Monsters. But it'd be cool to just have a focus on a different person each season. Give me a little Mothra season,
Doug.
and I'm happy. A little Doug season, a little Rodan season.
Yeah, I remember the cliffhanger from season 1 of them like in the future, Skull Island, Kong. I just loved those visuals. It was kind of like a crazy realization.
As a big Kong head yourself.
I'm a big Kong head, guys.
Maybe Kong more than Godzilla?
The more and more I think about it, I might be a bigger Kong boy than a Godzilla boy. I'm really tipping closer and closer. So with the promise
Would you rather
of Kong,
a Godzilla daughter or a Kong son?
Godzilla daughter or Kong son? Dude, Kong son. Give me a Kong son. I was ready for Kong. And then we get like a really quick, not even a couple minutes, maybe a minute of him chasing away the Monarch people on Skull Island at the start of the season. It looks terrible. The CGI isn't that great. We don't get him like destroying things. He's kind of just lumbering around, takes a swing at something, and then you see close up of his face, which looked pretty good. We get a quick scene of him sleeping. We get an even quicker scene of him chasing after the Titan X and then giving up. And I'm really scared. Are we gonna see some good Kong stuff?
Because Skull Island is still very much at the center of the story in a lot of ways. It's how Bill Randa, which is,
John Goodman.
It is John Goodman, but it's what's Kentaro and Kate's dad's name? Hiroshi. It's also Hiroshi's father, and that relationship between them is at the center of. It's one of the little plot threads at the center of the story, at least going into episode 5. And it's really interesting how, Bill Randa going off to Skull Island ends up leading to like a lot of trauma on both sides of the family of the characters.
It is fun how they've got all these things from the movies that they are kind of tied together. It doesn't make sense a lot of the time, but it is cool in this season especially because the focus is on kind of two, not love triangles, but two people struggling with loving multiple other people. So you've got the love triangle, which is Keiko Randa, who all in season 1 back in the day, she fell in love with Lee Shaw and then they broke up and then she fell in love with Bill Randa. But Lee Shaw obviously still has feelings there, and that was a big focus.
Yeah, unresolved.
And then in this season, she is in love with Bill Randa. Might even be married because her last name is Randa.
Yeah.
But then hooks up with Lee Shaw, and it's a big secret. And she writes him a letter and says this can never happen again. And then
maybe
it's
in
revealed,
another world, you're Keiko.
Yeah. And it's revealed that Bill Randa found that letter, and then that's what pushed him to go away and eventually go to Skull Island. Like it's interesting having that backstory for John Goodman in Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. I think the other thing as well, because season 1, we had a very separate, distinct set of cast. You had the OG Monarch members of Lee Shaw, Keiko, and Bill Randa. And then in the present day, you had
Kate, Kentaro, and May.
Kate, Kentaro, and May, also Korra. May or Korra, because she changed her name. And then you have a few, Monarch agents like Tim, who's great, following around. But then you had Kurt Russell playing Lee Shaw, who was the connective tissue between both those storylines. And coming off the heels of the last season, where you have Keiko Randa, who had been trapped in Axis Mundi, now brought back to the real world, you have these 2 points of connection. You not only have the character of Lee Shaw being played by 2 different actors, but you have the character and actress of Keiko simultaneously playing the same character and looking the same, just months, if not years apart in chronology, which it brings those 2 storylines even closer, I feel.
And then her being younger than her son now, Hiroshi.
Yeah.
And then Hiroshi's big thing, and it was a big focus in season 1, was that he had a secret family. He had 2 families, 2 wives, or 2 people he had kids with, and he was struggling because he was in love with 2 people, and that was the focus. And it's kind of like mirroring that with him and his 2 kids with his mum and her two loves, and it's like all compounding together. It's just such an interesting, strange story you don't really see anywhere else.
Yeah, there's a moment where Keiko ends up seeing pictures in one of his offices of him with another woman, and her asking, how could you love two people at the same time? And his response is, it's not something that you choose to do. And it's really funny, like the tables turning and her being, in just a few episodes later, the subject of those same questions. Yeah. And it is just really weird that he's older than her, and you see a lot of ways in which she's treating him like a kid, son.
Comforting him.
Asking him to... What was the thing she was telling him not to do? Not bite his fingernails. Yep. Which I really like. It's just a funny little thing that you don't really see in other shows.
Telling his son off not to talk back to his dad, and she's like younger than nearly the same age as the son. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like that flashback stuff this season, because instead of getting the original trio in heaps of different places, it is just focused to this one like little fishing village. What do you think of all the stuff there? The backstory of Titan X?
I loved that. I think that's what was missing from the first season, is that you have a lot of these random monsters which pop up every now and then. But, with the whole journey of those three being, we are on the hunt for these monsters, but the heads of Monarch aren't letting us do it consistently because we're not getting enough evidence. And finding a way for them to consistently be in this one village surrounded by essentially a cult that worships this monster. It allows them to get much more into the mythology of Titan X and the culture surrounding a monster. Almost like we'd seen in a lot of the older Godzilla movies, like going to Infant Island and learning about Mothra and seeing, entire civilizations built around worshipping her.
Dancing
and singing was a real fun part of, the early days of figuring out who those monsters were and, the civilizations around them. And seeing that happen on a smaller scale now and justifying it by saying, hey, they weren't able to bring back any evidence, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It's just fun to see them be able to ingrain themselves in the world of a monster a lot more than they had previously.
My favorite part of the show still is all that flashback stuff. I just really love the camaraderie between the three. And I think those actors are a lot stronger. Maybe just because I love Wyatt Russell, man. I love him and all the flashback stuff, struggling with like Love and Keiko and having to deal with the locals and make sure these two scientists get around safely.
It's funny seeing him a little bit more prevalent now, especially off the heels of things like not only Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I think had been released.
I think it was
maybe
before
the time
this.
happened. Yep. But especially now with Thunderbolts being out, him being a lot more prominent than he was.
He's a star now.
He's a star, and seeing a star in action. seeing his little like scowls every now and then, just at life.
It happens multiple times, but like Bill Randa and Keiko are like talking to each other or making up or fighting, and then
just a little hand on the other.
It ends with a kiss, and then between them in the background, you just see Wyatt Russell just struggling at them, like looking so sad.
It's super fun, and like at episode 5, it's hard because we reach a point where, again, it kind of makes sense if there isn't any more flashbacks that happen.
Yeah, we kind of know everything there is to know about what they learned about Titan X. They age Bill Randa up real quickly from him during that time to when we see him go off to Skull Island, I guess, or start going around the world looking for Titans. So I'm a bit confused again, being like, hey, when are we going to see these guys again? Because surely we do. Surely we see Wyatt Russell again.
Surely. And yeah, Bill Randa's whole thing is he went to Skull Island just to figure out stuff with Kong, but it's also revealed that he learnt in that little village, that fishing village, which there is some cool, like, trippy stuff that happens there, is that he finds out the migratory route that Titan X takes every several decades or so. And so his offset to Skull Island was because he was chasing this huge Titan X monster.
I think it was in Monarch season 1, he says a bit of a story. Or maybe it's in Kong Skull Island, or at some point Bill Randa says a story about when he saw the Titan on a ship one day. And I think it was always assumed that he had seen Godzilla at some point. But this is kind of revealed that it was Titan X that maybe he saw when he was younger. And Titan X is the thing that I guess he's making his life mission throughout the show to track down and he gives that information now to the current cast who find out his secret hideouts and find out his maps and writings. We found out the name of a monster exclusively through Titan Chasers. So thank you, Titan Chasers. But surrounding Titan X or covering Titan X, the heralds of Titan X are these little crazy water bug things, sea lice, sea louses.
Sea louse.
Kind of like Shockerus vibes.
One could say.
But their official name are sea scarabs.
This might be the one bit of useful information that Titan Chasers has ever given us.
Scarabs.
And they do call them scarabs in the show. I think Lee Shaw calls them a scarab once.
I was really excited for them to be like, oh, that thing stung me.
Gave me a little shock.
Shockerus? Sea louse? Is sea lice a plural for sea louse?
Louse.
Is a louse a single
Look at
lice?
all these lice. He's got head lice. He's got head louse. Yeah, louse is the singular.
There are a lot of scarabs in this show.
It's crazy.
Scenes back in time in that little village when they're just covering it all up. Scenes in the present day, them flooding into the village.
It's very Megaguirus, very Destroyer.
Yeah, there's even one point where one escapes out of Axis Mundi and gets onto the Monarch ship. It's just like an episode where it's killing random people around the ship and then you need to track it down. And
yeah, it's very fun. I love that little pivot going from, hey, Titan X is going on a rampage because it wants this one little sea scarab back and wants it to be safe.
Yeah, it's looking out for his baby.
And then later episodes, you just see hordes of them. And I love that little exchange, that little, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not parasitism. It's not codependency. It's one of those ones.
There's babies.
There's babies. It's kind of like a queen bee, queen ant.
Yeah.
But one of the scenes in the latest episode, episode 5, is when Apex Cybernetics is trying to, insert little doohickeys into it so it can control its mind, essentially, control its neuron transmitters. And I don't know what Cora says, what May says, but she needs to spend more time updating the doohickeys so that the transference can end up progressing smoothly.
Debugging the shaders so that it doesn't crash. Yeah.
But there's a really cool scene where it has a little shocking node in one of its huge tentacles, and you see all of the sea lice crawl up its body and start chewing off its tentacle.
Yeah.
Just a lot of cool interactions like that take place, which is just so fun to see.
I dig the look of Titan X. Like you said, big, almost, I'd say octopus more than anything.
It looks very much like Biollante's huge, not the flower form, but the monster form.
This is the thing, because it looks like Biollante. It's got the same big mouth that Biollante has, the same tentacles. It sits out of the water most of the time, like Biollante does a lot in that movie. The big difference is its eyes, where it has 2 irises.
Yeah, 2 irises and 2 pupils, almost like a little 8 shape.
Yeah, but they look really derpy whenever you're looking at his eyes. Guess big difference is he's got a lot of, little spikes or little tendrils coming off him that are colored blue most of the time, but almost flare up to the same pink that Godzilla looks in Godzilla X Kong.
What was the monster at the start of the New Empire that Godzilla killed?
Oh, don't tell me that. Tiamat?
Yeah, I want to say yes.
Yeah.
It has a lot of those same flowy tendril things that Tiamat has. And it seems like electricity is much more of a focus on this monster, I want to say. Or maybe not.
Sound?
Yeah, its big thing is sonar.
And it's it's creating some sort of vibrating sonar sound. And there's been a couple of times when they're able to tell that it's behind them or it's coming because of the sound. There's at one point where you see the symbol of its eyes, like that little infinity symbol in some vibrating water.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty cool. But
I feel like we haven't seen enough of it to know what its power set is.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what's strange to me, because surely it's not going to be called Titan X forever.
Surely.
And would they really just create a random new Godzilla monster that looks a lot like Biollante?
You think this is Biollante?
I'm not set on the fact that it's Biollante, but it is strange because it's got a one-to-one, like a very strong spiritual mental connection to Kate for some reason now.
I see where you're headed.
And it's not the same in the Biollante movie, but Biollante contains the spirit of this guy's daughter. It's really strange as well because I don't remember when Kate and it become connected like that in this show.
There's a moment where she's
at nightclubs,
is drunk coming home from a nightclub and ends up going to the San Francisco bridge?
One of the bridge, fallen into the water.
One of the bridges where she was at when G-Day happened and failed to save a lot of kids, which is, a big trauma point for her. And ends up looking out into the ocean and feeling just the sense of sound.
But why are they connected?
I don't know.
Because she walks up to it in the latest episode 5, onto the wharf, and it doesn't attack her, and they're just both looking at each other, and she's being drawn to her, and her vision's going all hazy. And
yeah, part of me wants to say that, I fully believe it's just an original monster.
But why would they do that, right? Why wouldn't they get a current Godzilla monster or buy the rights for it to be a big focus in a season? Will it transform into something?
Part of me wants to say that, I'm not too sure how long of a plan that the MonsterVerse has, but potentially if they know that they're not going to do certain monsters, they'll end up using a lot of those different qualities from the monsters for their original ones to save on things like rights. If they know that they're not going to do a Biollante storyline or a Destroyer storyline, it kind of makes sense if they then want to bring an aspect of either of the Shockirus
storyline.
Don't want to buy all the Shockirus rights.
Shockirus season. That could have been good.
I should also. It should be mentioned that there are other spin-off shows from Monarch in the MonsterVerse that have been announced.
It's another weird thing.
And it leads into a further conversation that happens because it's announced that there was a show taking place that is set around Lee Shaw, our favorite Wyatt/Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
That takes place during the latter years of the Cold War.
Which we know in the show that during the Cold War, Lee Shaw is locked up and becomes Kurt Russell at a little compound center. So he's out of action all that time. And there's apparently a show about him.
Yeah. So, theories.
Theories. Yeah,
because there's the other aspect of it now, where in episode 5, especially at the end of it, Hiroshi ends up being killed by Titan X.
Yes.
And there's been this blooming romance with Kurt, with Lee and Keiko in the past. And now we're in the present where he's a little bit older, she's younger, but they're still friends, Jasha. And Bill Randa isn't a part of the equation anymore.
Kurt
so
Russell
will they get
so
together?
Old. Kurt Russell's so old in this. I love him.
You don't think they're going to get together?
I mean, it would make sense for them to, but I can't see Kurt Russell getting it on.
Do you think we're going to get a little kiss between those two?
Oh, maybe.
Especially with the letter at the center of the past few episodes being, in another lifetime, in another universe, we could have been together. You're Keiko. They're slated to be lovers.
And then I'm also really interested in the future of the MonsterVerse going forward, because I feel like the way that they've set Monarch up, and they've real specifically made it that Keiko, Lee, and Bill Randa started Monarch. That is a fact. Titan X is a big deal. These characters, the next generation, Monarch is their legacy. Kate and her brother.
Yeah.
It's their Monarch. It'll make sense to me at some point to see them in the movies.
Yeah.
They are, Kurt Russell is in the Godzilla world and his character's still around, but he's not in the movies. He's just in a show.
Yeah, knowing that there have been 3 movies set after chronologically Monarch.
Is it really their legacy if they never show up again?
Especially when we see characters Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
His character was in the first Godzilla movie that we haven't seen since. We have characters like those played by
Kyle Chandler, Micah?
Yeah, and what's our
Millie
favorite?
Bobby Brown?
What's our favorite dentist from New Empire?
Yep, Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens. Like, these guys have less connection to Monarch.
Is Monarch their legacy?
It's not their legacy, but they are becoming like the main characters now of the movies, at least.
Like, and I feel like, at least in Supernova, the next Monsterverse movie, they're going to have to at some point reference like where Monarch came from, or the Titans,
surely.
or like Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell. They are the founders of Monarch, one of the three. Like, you'd think that would come up. So,
and they could be doing some real cool stuff where, like, you know, maybe you'd seen season 2 of Monarch, and then you watch the movies, and he shows up there, and he's, you know, I don't know, crazy plot twist, like on the enemy's team or something. They could be using this in a real fun way where you have this multimedia aspect that really works quite well when you're trying to tell an overarching narrative.
and I feel like they're going to have to, because we have in this, there's not just the Hollow Earth, but there are portals through to Axis Mundi.
Axis Mundi, which we haven't heard
which
about in
is
the
still
movies.
such a stupid idea.
I love Axis Mundi.
Within
Do you
the
not love
Hollow
it?
Earth, there are portals through to another world where the Titans hang out.
Yeah, man, where they hibernate.
And if you go into Axis Mundi, you can pretty much time travel. Like, what's 2 months for you is potentially 20, 30, 40 years for people on the outside.
Well, this is what I'm thinking is
Okay,
may end up
what's your
happening.
theory?
We know that there's a show with Lee Shaw set in the past. Sure, it could be during the earlier years of the Cold War, you know, during his stuff when Monarch's happening. It could be before his Monarch journeys where it's just him.
Just war stuff.
Literally a show about war with no monsters whatsoever. But when we have this aspect of Axis Mundi, which we know allows for time travel in some capacity, and we haven't seen any of these characters, I feel like it makes sense. One, that we're going to have either a Kurt Russell and an old Keiko romance at some point, or we're going to have a young Keiko and a Wyatt romance at some point, which can only happen if some timey-wimey stuff happens and he gets sent back into Axis Mundi and then forward into the future. Or she goes back to the past and there's going to be some proper like backwards time travel stuff that happens, I'm sure of it.
That's the only thing that can happen in this show. Like, and I don't know how they're going to do it, because they've already like shown us the timeline, pretty thorough timeline. But it's only really going to make sense if Wyatt Russell, like, I see Wyatt Russell potentially coming into the current day. Wyatt Russell into the current day alongside the older version of himself, alongside Keiko. Like, that would be wild, right?
Yes. Yeah, it would be.
But then we've got 2 Lee Shaws and they're never shown up or heard from again in the other Monsterverse stuff.
Yeah, because like specifically it says that we have an untitled young Lee Shaw series featuring Wyatt Russell set in the 80s.
There's going to have to be some time travel.
It has to be.
And that might be the big cliffhanger at the end of the season, is people sent back in time, or young Lee coming into the present.
Yeah. I don't think that there are any other shows that we haven't been made aware of. Oh.
I think there are untitled Monarch spin-offs.
I don't know, man.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to play with some timey-wimey stuff. The whole show just confuses me, the route they've gone, though, with like showing us a full timeline and setting themselves real specifically in, like, wouldn't it have made more sense to set this after, like, up to date with the most current Monsterverse stuff, instead of setting themselves and constricting themselves between 2 old movies?
Yeah,
I feel like that would have been cool.
There's a different path they could take where they just use the interim between movies to tell more stories.
And I mean, all these characters could eventually just jump to Axis Mundi and come out into Supernova.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, they've already just jumped forward 2 years in the last couple episodes, so they really could just jump forward another 10 years.
You know, the other funny aspect of this all is that we've seen a bunch of shots of Skull Island now. We forget that the animated Skull Island TV show is also canon.
Yeah, and the Skull Island comics.
And the comics. We're in a funny little pickle at the moment. And I feel like Universal also knows that they're in a funny little pickle. But they're just trying their best.
But then most normal audience members are just going to watch the movies and be like, that's it, cool.
Do you think many people are watching season 2 of Monarch?
I don't think Monarch's that popular. I know even in our in the Podzilla Discord, not many people have been watching it. I haven't seen a single person speak about Monarch since it started again.
And I'm thinking like even general audiences who chuck on Apple TV, I want to say that probably more general audiences than Godzilla fans are watching Monarch, funnily enough. I just don't know.
Okay, here are my predictions.
Yeah.
Lee and Keiko are going to get back together.
As young or as they are now.
I'm not going to be that specific.
Kurt's old, Keiko's young.
That specific, but they're going to get back together. Also, I think Kate and May are going to get together. There are a lot of little moments of like something's going on between them.
I don't see it.
You don't see that?
I think May's too feisty for Kate.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, May, my least favorite character in the show.
Really?
I just log off as soon as she's doing random tech stuff. It's the most boring plot point.
I kind of like her.
You like all this apex cybernetic stuff?
Well, I can't remember much about what happens in the movies, but I can see a world where they end up using the Apex Cybernetics plotline to tie into things like Mechagodzilla.
Well, they have. Because season 1 of Monarch, it wasn't called Apex, and it was called something else. And a big twist in the finale for season 1 was when they come out of Access Mundi, it's now called Apex. And Apex in the Monsterverse are the ones to create Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
So it's already very much Apex and Monarch are intertwined in the movies. So yeah, it's another thing that they could potentially could maybe the current CEO of Apex
be May. Because I can't remember it very well, but Mechagodzilla was made with King Ghidorah tissue brain stuff.
Remember Alan Jonah?
Yeah, I remember Alan Jonah from the hit game Kong Survival Instinct,
which is also canon,
which I really love. That game is great. I had a really fun time with that game. But there's so many things that they could set up. They could set up like a Mecha King Ghidorah little plotline if they wanted to. It's just really weird when you have a big reveal like Apex and you already know what the payoff is.
My other prediction is that they will jump forward to present day Monsterverse. I feel like that will make sense now that we've talked about it.
Especially if they want them to show up in the movies, it would cut out the middleman of having to worry about aging them 6 years.
We also know Sam Neill's in Supernova. Imagine the one after
right, yeah.
Sam Neill, Kurt Russell team up, like two old men.
Oh, can you imagine?
Going after Godzilla.
I don't mind the May stuff. I quite like Kate. She's just an enthralling actress. I really love her.
I really like her, and shout out to her as well because she's a New Zealander, Micah.
She is New Zealander. Have you seen Shogun?
I've not. No, she won awards for Shogun, though, right?
Yeah. The other character who has big development is Tim. He's become like the de facto head of Monarch.
Maybe Tim and Keiko will get together. There was a little spark there. They had a little
bit of reverence. Yeah. Him calling her doctor unprompted.
Dude, Tim.
My least favorite part of the show at the moment is just Kintaro. I feel like he showed up in season 1 and almost his sole purpose was to be a surprise brother to Kate.
Yeah.
And he did have a few cool things. I remember he had an episode devoted to his history, trying to become like an art major and putting on a little piece.
And him and May were besties in the first season. Because that's
becoming more and more friends.
That's how May and Kate became friends. Because
yes,
because May and Kintaro already had that relationship. But yeah, May, Kintaro, and Kate. That's just where I zone out because, like you're saying, Kate, the actress for Kate, she's fantastic. But the three of them and their relationships with one another, it just doesn't feel like a cohesive, interesting story.
It's just thrown into.
Kintaro's doing nothing.
Yeah, at the end of the last season, it was May and Kate and Kurt who ended up going into Access Mundi.
Yeah.
So in the background, over the past 2 years in the world, Kintaro has just been hanging out with his dad, trying to find a way back. But that means that now all the scenes that he's really been in has just been as a point of making conversation happen with Hiroshi.
Yeah.
And, talking about things like Keiko coming back to the present, his mum. And it feels like it's driven a wedge between Kintaro and the other two
May and Kate.
Young adults as well. Yeah, May and Kate, because, they've been apart for 2 years. And especially now, episode 5, now that Hiroshi's died, I'm really left wondering what they're going to do with Kentaro, who really does feel like he's the out-of-place character at the moment that doesn't really have much in terms of storytelling happening with him.
I'm sure they'll do something, but I'm just finding that stuff boring. And I guess this season, even more than the last season, is very, very it's focused on these humans and these characters. And if you're not interested in them, that's what the main focus of the show is. You're going to see tiny little bits of Kong, tiny little bits of Titan X, but there hasn't been like a big monster fight yet. 5 episodes in.
Which I kind of like.
Yeah.
I like that it's the chase of the humans and Titan X at the moment. And I feel like it is gearing up towards a Kong and Titan X, or at least a Godzilla and Titan X big fight. Because one of the big talking points of season 1 is that it had the least amount of Godzilla out of any MonsterVerse media.
But I feel like we got like a real fun Frostvark fight. And we got a real fun, like, Godzilla's doing some destruction.
Godzilla.
Him fighting the humans.
Him fighting the fire.
Him turning people on. Yeah, fighting the fire, turning people to ice. And then we got like some stuff with the Iron Dragon. It felt like at least every episode or every 2 episodes, there was some sort of like monster destruction.
Hey, sea scarabs.
Yeah, there's a lot of sea scarabs.
There's a lot of sea scarabs. And we've seen a few things, like when they went on Skull
wings.
Island. What was the thing Kentaro killed with a forklift?
Oh,
Just a random
beast new creature. We got is it the shock vultures?
Yeah.
Let me find the psycho vultures.
Well, that's from the comics.
Those, the only time they've been referenced or seen before is from the Kong Birth of Kong, Skull Island comics.
Thank you, Matt Fraction. I know it was you.
He's bringing the psycho vultures into it. Yeah, we get the leaf wings, the vine strangler in one of those cages.
Yep.
It seems like Apex is doing this really weird, like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom thing where they are capturing creatures, taking them off island, learning how to control them, and then it sounds like they're going to be selling them off to people.
Yeah, I like it because Monarch's whole mission statement is defense and discovery. And I forget what the head of Apex is. Brenda?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I cannot. I do not care about Brenda. I do not care about Jason Trissop.
Oh, Cliff Curtis?
Why?
I was thrown for a loop because I was half on my phone when he popped up on screen. And I'm like, wait, that's a New Zealand accent. What are we doing?
I feel like there was no fanfare that Cliff Curtis is a main character in Monarch season 2.
Cliff Curtis is historically a very, very famous New Zealand actor.
Yep.
He's like one of the de facto Kiwis to grab when you want to do a project. He was, I think, the Way of Water.
Yeah.
In the Way of Water and
the like water tribe, the chieftain of the water tribe.
What's the third movie called? Fire and Ash.
Fire and Ash.
Yeah, the chieftain of the water tribe. It was so funny just seeing him as another scientist.
Just seeing him as Cliff Curtis.
Cliff Curtis with no CG attached.
And he's got his own agenda. He's like going rogue and stealing Apex tech. And
yeah, his is more about, what was his thing? More about discovery than defense because he wants to coexist with these monsters.
Yeah.
No one has a pure agenda except for Tim.
Tim just tried his best, scratching his head, freaking out, stressing out as he's in charge and needs to somehow stop Titan X from...
I really do love his character.
Yeah, I like him
He's
too.
Great. Especially seeing him thrust into leadership now.
We got I believe new monsters in the Needle Walkers. The like bird things.
Is that what they let loose from Apex?
Yeah, the thorny bird things that they let out.
The whale.
Yeah, there's a whale. There's a cool scene early on when Titan X is like swimming over top of a whale. I love the way Titan X looks underwater, just full on like an octopus. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the first 5 episodes so far. Do you have a favorite character at the moment or plot line you're really looking forward to?
I actually really like all the stuff between Hiroshi, Keiko.
Who's dead? Hiroshi's dead.
And Lee, but Hiroshi's dead at the moment, so...
At the moment?
I don't know, man. Anything can happen, honestly. I truly believe anything can happen. Yeah, it's in a real weird place where I feel like season 1 had less in terms of a main monster it was focusing on. and it's scattershotted with its monsters, but I think that left a lot of room for character growth. And we're in a weird spot halfway through the season now where I can't see any clear directions that any of the three main young leads go in terms of character development. The stuff with Kate is interesting, with her connection to Titan X.
Yeah.
I feel like end of episode 5, because how many episodes are there going to be in this season?
10.
Yeah, episode 5 feels like a very clear bookend to like, this is the halfway point through the season. I have no clue what's going to happen after this. And I feel like even one more episode is going to give a lot of insight into what the rest of the season looks like for all of these characters. I just want to see more Wyatt as well.
Yeah, that's been my thing this season. Is I just love the back in time stuff with Wyatt and Keiko and Bill. I wish that was the whole show. I wish we just threw out all this present day stuff and just did a whole show about these three, episode to episode, even season to season, going after a different Titan. Because their chemistry between the three of them and just setting something like Godzilla and Titans back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I love that era for it. I think Wyatt Russell is so charismatic. And I really love Kurt Russell in the present day. And I really love his relationship with Keiko. But I hope it can get me behind this younger cast. Because again, May's just every second episode working for Monarch. Oh no, I'm going to go have a secret meeting with Apex. Oh no, I'm not going to tell my friends I'm going to work with Apex. Oh, but I'm secretly going to come back to Monarch. Oh no, but I'm going to be called back into Apex.
Oh, but I'm a mole now. But I actually agree with what Apex is saying, so I'm going to stop being a mole. Yeah,
like that stuff is so cheesy, and I just hate it. Like I hate all the techno babble. Apex coming up with this plan to control this Titan. We've seen it a million times before. Monarch tracking the monsters, but their superiors not letting them go after this sort of monster. We've seen it all before. I just want to see new, cool interesting characters interlocking with one another, overlapping, and then some cool monster destruction. And I feel like in that strange, Keiko loves these two people and her son loves these two people, and them angry at each other, but being more alike than they ever knew. And Lee's like quiet, desperate longing for Keiko. Like that stuff's interesting to me. So I hope that we don't lose that now that we're completely in the present day.
Yeah. We don't know if a season 3 is going to happen. I'm curious once this Titan X threat wraps up, if I imagine that those two, anything between them, will end up holding off until they have a moment to rest and settle in world. Yeah, I'm just very, very curious at where the season's going to go.
I want more Kong.
I want more Kong. Yeah, I saw one of the first scenes with Kong happened, and I felt a little prick, a little tingle in the back of my mind, being like, oh, wait, Kong's really cool.
What?
Wait, Kong is really cool.
Close up on Kong's face outside the helicopter with his like red eyes as he's just enraged. Kong's sleeping, napping as the characters are jumping between his fingers.
Yeah,
Kong.
good stuff. Give me more Kong.
I love the guy.
You know what's going to hurt me is we don't know if Supernova is going to be the last movie in the Monsterverse. I feel like they can't go on for another decade, funnily enough. And Monsterverse is the thing keeping Kong alive. What's going to happen to Kong after the Monsterverse?
Yeah, we're not getting any separate Kong.
Nah.
I guess because Kong is something you need to, does Legendary own the Kong rights now? Can they call him King Kong?
Is Kong in the public domain?
I think there was something about like you could make Kong media, but you can't actually call him King Kong.
Yeah.
And we were getting other Kong stuff. I think there was like a Netflix Kong show.
Another one?
Yeah, there's like a show that maybe we'll watch one day.
Is that true? You're looking very sheepish right now.
I think so. Netflix.
Do you know something about this Kong show that I don't?
No, I don't. And I'm scared of all Kong. Kong, King of the Apes. Okay, it was 2016 to 2018.
I do remember this. Yeah.
Produced by your favorite creator in Hollywood, Mike Avi Arad.
Oh my gosh. From Spider-Man fame?
Yep. Look at this thing. It's like smiley Kong with aprons and robes and jetpacks.
I wasn't aware of this when we did our Patreon episode, Kong Deep Dive, and I'm quite glad at that fact.
But they can't call him King Kong, so they call him Kong, King of the Apes.
Yeah.
They like play around with the king. So I wonder, I want more Kong stuff in my life. That's not MonsterVerse.
You know what's funny? There's a lot of shows in that art style that are supposed to be really good.
Is it
I've heard great things about the Jurassic Park
Chaos Theory
show.
It's the same feeling I get with Clone Wars, which is just like, it's probably good, but it is made for kids. And I know that a lot of it will just be slop.
Yeah, it's the thing that a lot of shows are doing now. They did it with Star Trek, but Star Wars especially, where like, if you want to get the whole story, there are some really cool shows out there, but for every, for every Star Trek discovery, there's going to be that weird little... What's the one about the one human? The animated show about the one human and like the aliens
with all the
and
aliens?
things.
They got cancelled. Yeah, I have no clue.
And then the Star Wars one. Didn't a movie come out about kids?
There's like Star Wars Resistance. There was Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Was it Skeleton Crew?
I don't know. There's so much Star Wars like kid media on Disney Plus now.
Star Wars.
We could talk about Star Wars for ages. We have been in the Discord. Connor, who is not legendary, as we said before, big Star Wars nut. He's been. I'm very impressed. Connor's been reading through and watching everything Star Wars, and I want to be excited for Mandalorian and Grogu, Micah. I want to, but I'm just. That's another one I'm just not excited for in the slightest.
I'll go see it. I'm more excited for Ryan Gosling's Starfighter. Yeah. In a weird time for media. I think we're headed toward a direction where any day now they're going to announce, hey, here's our child-led Godzilla spin-off show about Doug and Suko.
That's probably...
like there is a very real world in which that happens.
Probably. Do you have any more trivia? I guess for this half of Monarch Season 2?
Even looking online, there is next to no discussion about Season 2 at the moment.
Yeah,
I really feel like the viewership has fallen off for Season 2, and I can't remember if there was a lot for Season 1, which is a shame because it's an alright show, and I love seeing everything to do with Titan X this season.
Yeah.
Which is in a very weird spot for Godzilla media, apart from Minus at the moment.
And I hope they do make that Lee spin-off show. I hope they continue making seasons of this, because it's very interesting. I mean, we won't give ratings until when we finish off the season, but I enjoyed this. Like, I do think it's good. There's things I really like and I'm really interested in, but I just hope it gets a bit better.
Yeah, my main concern at the moment is I think the MonsterVerse movies are doing all right. I don't know how Monarch's done, and if Monarch Season 2 doesn't get a lot of traction, I can't imagine a Lee Shaw spin-off is going to get more than that.
What if Wyatt Russell...
Unless it's just like an insanely different tone right off the bat.
Yeah. Wyatt Russell, I mean, he could put on some good work in Avengers Doomsday, and everyone could go crazy for Wyatt Russell.
Him and his beret?
Yeah. Wyatt Russell led Godzilla's show. Potentially. We didn't talk about it, but Kurt Russell has a lot of like disguises to this season. There's one episode with her when Lee and Keiko are wearing like caps. I think he's got a beret or some sort of weird hat and jacket and sunglasses as they're walking through the streets. And then he puts on a persona called Uncle Bob when they sneak into
love
a
Uncle
pub.
Bob. I love Uncle Bob.
I don't know what his plan was, but he's just like the biggest asshole and starts like beating her or gets into a little fight. It's Uncle Bob who's hitting on May.
Because what's this whole thing? They needed to just cause a distraction so that Kentaro could steal a bag of a Monarch agent and grab a transmitter or something. Yeah. But he puts it all on the line. Uncle Bob.
It was very Jack Burton sneaking into the brothel in that movie.
100%, eh?
I love Kurt Russell. I love he's still doing stuff like this. I don't know if he's doing anything else.
Yeah, what had Kurt Russell done before this?
Big Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians was the big thing.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was huge. And I think he's done a few like TV shows, but
Wyatt has been doing a bit. I know he was in a movie about what's a bull rider that was supposed to be all right.
Has there been a few horror flicks here and there?
Yeah, something about water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pool?
Yeah, night pool.
Night swim.
Night swim.
There we got there. Yeah. watch the show. Make sure you get up to date before we tackle it again in 2 episodes' time. I am excited to see how they wrap things up. I really would love it to get timey-wimey, please.
And I feel like it. I feel like it's headed toward that direction.
Please, I'm going to lose interest if Wyatt Russell isn't in it. So I need him. I need him and Kurt Russell together.
Yeah, I can't go 5 more episodes without Wyatt.
No, I need Wyatt Russell. I forgot how good the intro music was as well. It's constant throughout the show.
The intro's cool.
Yeah.
That showcases cool. Kong and Godzilla both equal amounts.
Yeah, they changed the intro to make it focus on this season.
So we got to see some Godzilla.
Yeah. Last little shout out from me is the co-executive producer who pops up during the intro credits, Carrie Drake.
Oh,
shout out.
I know she's pulling more weight than most people know.
Yeah. She's producing the whole show probably, even though she's just a co. Next episode, we are going to be talking about kid shows and spin-offs that I famously do not want to watch. We are watching one, but it's of a show that we really, really liked when we first watched it. So probably, again, 2-3 years ago now, we watched Chibi Godzilla, which was like a YouTube series of shorts of Chibi Godzilla living in an apartment with this girl.
Oh, I forgot that there were 2 separate Chibi Godzilla shows.
Yep. And then that was so popular, and the image of Chibi Godzilla, this real cute chibi-fied Godzilla, got so popular that they made a spin-off show called Chibi Godzilla Raids Again.
And we both really loved this show.
And we both really loved it. It's got a lot of in-jokes for fans of the Toho franchise. It's made for kids, but it is very smart with its jokes. I like head over heels love Chibi Godzilla.
Yeah,
I've got some Chibi Godzilla figures in my room. I still love the guy.
There was a YouTube, I think it's on the Toho YouTube channel, but every episode is like less than a minute long. I think a minute or 2 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't know what season 2 is like. I haven't checked. But
I think there were like 10 to 13-ish episodes in season 1, but then they doubled that amount for season 2.
Micah, there are 52 episodes in Chibi Godzilla Raids Again season 2. And we're going to be watching them all and talking about the whole of Chibi Godzilla Raids Again season 2 next episode.
Wait, Jason, I need to know how long these episodes are.
52 episodes. The first episode of the season is Shin Chibi Godzilla. So you should be able to YouTube Shin Chibi Godzilla. And then the final episode of the season is just called Chibi Godzilla Raids Again. Okay,
Chibi Godzilla Raids Again. Let me scroll way down. Okay, so each of them are...
There is season 3 now that's ongoing currently, but...
They're almost all 2 minutes, like 45 seconds.
Okay, 3 minutes.
So let's average it out to 3 minutes.
3 times 52?
3 times 52 divided by 60. That's like 2.5 hours of Chibi Godzilla media. That's like a full movie.
Perfect. And this is something we'll be doing a watch party for as well in our Discord. So follow the link in the show notes. Join Podzilla's Monster Island Discord server. If you've never been on Discord before, it is an app you can install on your phone or on your computer where you can just join our community, talk with other fans of the show, talk with us, talk about Godzilla or whatever you want. So we'd love to have you there.
Do a lot of fun stuff there. You can send over all the memes of Jasha finding out that he has astigmatism.
Astigmatism. Yeah. That's just blowing my mind. That's blowing my mind. All your r.o.b. memes. Micah has promised he is going to be more active in the Discord this week.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you?
No.
You've been missing. MIA.
I barely open Discord nowadays. That's one of those apps that has been relegated to the I'm just happy leaving the red notification bubble there.
So join the Discord. Micah will welcome you personally.
If you join the Discord, this week, I will say hi and welcome you.
Well, that's crazy. Everyone already in there, leave and rejoin to get a
everybody make one new account.
Personalized Micah welcome. The synopsis for Chibi Godzilla.
We're gonna do that, Jay. Shoot.
The synopsis for Chibi Godzilla Raids Again Season 2 is the next Godzilla, which the whole world has been waiting for, is a short TV animation series that no one expects. With an all-star cast of voice actors, the series portrays the too loose daily lives of the super eccentric little monsters. Will Chibi Godzilla be able to become a great monster like his father, Godzilla? Brace for the impact of bite-sized monster entertainment.
I forget that Chibi Godzilla and Godzilla are two distinct characters.
I forget that in world Godzilla exists, and this is just his son and his son's friends.
But there is also Manila.
Yeah, that's the big thing about Chibi Godzilla Season 2. There was like a huge announcement, and they're introducing Manila, Gigan, Titanosaurus, and Gabara.
Yeah, and by episode 52, surely they've just got like every Toho character in there.
Hey, we'll see. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Stick around if you are a patron. We're going to be tier listing Monsterverse monsters. Do we do all of them? There's a big list here.
Oh my gosh.
We could
just pull out a list of like 50 monsters.
Well, we need to touch all comics and all video games and all.
Half of these are just going to be from Titan Chasers.
I didn't include Titan Chasers. I can if you want me to.
How many were there from Titan Chasers?
Oh, it's like this whole list over again. Yeah, we won't do Titan Chasers.
Shadow Sea Louse.
We're boycotting Titan Chasers. I think our alliance is still active. I might need to relog into Titan Chasers.
I don't think I joined it.
Relog into Titan Chasers.
Do we bring back Titan Chasers?
We'll see you all next week. We're going to be bringing back Titan Chasers. Download it. Join the Discord. Join our alliance. The boycott is over. A vine rat.
Jasha.
We got rats. Actually, I think that's the thing that Kintaro fights.
Yeah, this is this season of Monarch.
This season of Monarch. Wait, we officially have... Whoa. We officially have a Godzilla rat kaiju. Or a rat monster.
We have a rat monster.
We have a Godzilla rat
Jasha, we have a rat monster.
Official rat monster in the Godzilla monsterverse.